Hello guys, Brad here again with another fragrance review. Today I'll look at a fragrance called Russian Tea from the house of Masque, Milano. This is a little sample that I got courtesy of Lucky Scent with an order that I purchased earlier this year. Classified as an aromatic spicy and released in 2014. Notes are mint, black pepper, raspberry, black tea, magnolia, and myrtle, leather, incense, birch, and labdanum. Now, when I first got this sample, I was really unsure whether or not I wanted to try this one out. Black tea, fragrance called Russian tea. I'm thinking, oh, great. So this is going to smell like, Putin and Brezhnev, Gorbachev sitting around this big old table at the Kremlin drinking big old pots of black tea, talking about nuclear weapons and blowing the United States off the face of the earth. Doesn't sound like a panty dropper. Maybe I'm being a little bit over analytical, but it didn't sound like a panty dropper to me. But I smelled it, and it's not a bad fragrance. Definitely has a tea smell to it. The opening, very minty and like a mint tea. To me, it doesn't really smell like necessarily like a cup or a pot of black tea. This smells like you went out into a field. Imagine, you went out into a field after school and started gathering up a bunch of mint and tea leaves out in a field near a forest. Kind of what you get here. The raspberry isn't really obvious to me. It does have a sweetness to it, but it's not really fruity to my nose. Um, Now, I noticed wearing this one at work, as it dries down, then the leather comes out a little bit. It starts to overtake the fragrance a little bit. The leather here, very animalic and musky. It's kind of like you went out into the field to get the mint leaves, and then you like, what's that smell? And then you go over to the edge of the forest, and there's this dead deer sitting there. So yeah, it kind of gives it that musky, animalic leather quality as well. So minty, minty tea, herbal in the top with an underlying animalic musky leather is pretty much the gist of this fragrance. Um, if I had to compare it to a designer, definitely would think Cartier Roadster comes to mind here. So if you like Cartier Roadster, you want a niche equivalent to that one, you might want to check out Russian Tea. See what you think. Now I thought it was okay. I mean, I definitely expected something worse, but it still didn't blow me away. Now, even Cartier Roadster at this point isn't something that I get too excited about. So, but if you really like, like a strong herbal, woody tea type smell, I think this one is worth checking out at least. I'm not sure if I'd blind buy a bottle. $150 for 35 ml. So try to, smell it first, test it out a couple times before you make that jump. I think because it's a big investment for a little bottle of fragrance that you might not wear if you don't like it. So get into some scores here. The smell, I'm gonna say 6 out of 10. You know, it's just a very minty herbal tea with like a leathery base, and the leather here does give it sort of like this old school um, vibe, like the 80s or 90s, going back to or 70s, like the like the Azzaro or the Armani, like these old fragrances with that really musky leather type vibe in the base. Projection longevity. This one is actually kind of light to my nose, which I think works to its advantage because I don't think when you wear a fragrance like this, you want a huge scent cloud. So this one is sort of close to the skin, more of an intimate, close bubble fragrance to my nose. So projection longevity, give it 6 out of 10. Versatility, um, I think this would probably be good for spring actually because it has like that very green herbal minty quality to it. I think the occasion for this one would be similar to Cartier Roadster. Uniqueness, I'll give it 7 out of 10. It's not a copycat of Roadster by any means, but it's certainly similar in a way. This one just kind of changes out the vanilla, patchouli, kind of puts in that animalic leather in the base. Price point, like I said, 35 ml bottle, $150. So you're getting a little bottle for a lot of money, but if you like it, it might be worth it to you. It might not be something you want to wear every day, but change things up for fans of that minty, outdoorsy tea herbal smell. Overall, for me, though, 6 out of 10. It was okay, but not something that really blew me away or anything. Fans of tea, check it out though and see what you think. Um, it's pretty good for tea fans, I would say. So thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you later.